amazing appearance. Good afternoon, everyone. Shalom. Today, I come to you as a husband, a father, and a man who has spent most of his adult life in the IDF defending the state of Israel. Thank you. I could talk to you about any number of threats facing Israel, but today, I want to brief you on the specific threat coming from Lebanon. The picture behind me was snapped 22 years ago, just before one of the many operations that my brothers and I from the Givati Infantry Brigade participated in. Against Hezbollah in Lebanon. I remember my commanders briefing us before embarking on these operations. I was told the following: the Hezbollah terrorists that you are about to look for will be hiding in the homes of Lebanese civilians. 17 years later, I became the first Israeli officer ever to serve in the UN peacekeeping operations. It was an honor. It was an honor, but at times also a frustrating assignment. I witnessed firsthand, time and again, the UN Security Council resolution discussions where diplomats allowed Hezbollah and the terrorists to violate UN Security Council Resolution 1701 and hide weapons under civilian homes in Lebanon. Today, as the international spokesperson of the IDF, I am still fighting Hezbollah with the mission to expose to the world what they are trying to hide. A little over a year ago, we launched Operation Northern Shield, the culmination of years of intelligence gathering. The aim of the operation was to expose and destroy Hezbollah's cross-border attack tunnels dug from civilian areas in Lebanon into Israel. The intelligence, the resources, and our ability to detect these tunnels could not have happened without US-Israeli cooperation and the support of the US Congress. Now, these tunnels were meant to be the surprise component of Hezbollah's plan to conquer the Galilee by providing underground paths for hundreds of elite terrorists from Lebanon to get inside Israel with the aim of killing Israeli civilians and abducting Israeli soldiers. Thanks to the efforts of our soldiers, over the course of a month and a half, we exposed and destroyed 6 Hezbollah attack tunnels. The most elaborate of these 6 was dug from a Lebanese village called Ramyeh, right under the border, near an Israeli community called Zar'it, a moshav that is home to about 200 mothers, fathers, and children. 220 feet deep, a mile long, the tunnel was fully equipped with electricity, with ventilation, and communication systems. It even had a winch and rail system to facilitate faster digging far from Lebanese territory towards Israel. Had Hezbollah succeeded in breaking out from that very tunnel, we can only imagine the magnitude of death and destruction that hundreds of terrorists would have been able to wreak havoc upon Israeli civilians. We estimate that each tunnel took about 4 years to dig and cost Hezbollah an average of $5 million US. Money that I'm sure you'd agree could surely have been put to much better use, serving civilians and their needs in Lebanon. Now, Operation Northern Shield ended just over a year ago. Despite the successful operation to block Hezbollah's tunnels, the terrorist army's elite commandos, the Iran-trained Radwan forces that are battle-hardened veterans of the bloody war in Syria, they continue preparations for a surprise strike into northern Israel with the goal of seizing an Israeli community and murdering Israeli civilians. And that is not all. As we're speaking, Hezbollah is acquiring game-changing weapons which only select militaries possess, aiming to be the first terror organization in the world to hold such capabilities. Since 2013, Hezbollah, acting as Iran's proxy, has dedicated its efforts to get their hands on precision-guided missiles, or PGM capabilities. A precision-guided missile, it's essentially a smart rocket, whereas traditional, unguided rockets are typically fired in large numbers and in a general direction of a target zone, with many doing limited damage as a result. PGMs are highly accurate, and they're able to strike within a few dozens of yards of a specific location. Hezbollah has already identified and declared which targets they intend to strike in Israel. They include the port of Ashdod, the ammonium tank in the port of Haifa, the Knesset in Jerusalem, the Azrieli Towers in Tel Aviv, and the runway of the Ben Gurion Airport. Now, there's also good news. PGMs are expensive, they're hard to produce, and they're sophisticated. While Hezbollah possesses a massive arsenal of regular rockets, estimated at around 130,000, it has yet to achieve the capability to mass produce these PGMs. But they are close. For 5 years, Israel chose to work through the diplomatic and political channels. Then, in September 2018, Israel exposed 3 PGM manufacturing facilities in the heart of the Lebanese capital of Beirut, all within a mile of the Rafik Hariri International Airport. Each of these facilities was embedded in dense civilian areas, and all 3 of them putting the population of the city of Beirut in harm's way. It is now the task of the IDF to bring Hezbollah's PGM program to the attention of the world. A few months ago, we exposed another Hezbollah missile factory. This one, north of a village called Nabi Shit, just east of the Bekaa Valley. What this newly released aerial footage reveals is what used to be a top-secret Hezbollah PGM manufacturing site. Almost immediately after we exposed it, Hezbollah started evacuating the site, probably in fear of an imminent attack. They are right to fear that. Because they know we won't allow them to mass produce missiles on Lebanese soil. And we know of other PGM manufacturing facilities hidden amongst innocent Lebanese civilians. And I'll tell you, we, the IDF, will deal with these sites in due time. Hezbollah looks for ways to kill. We look for ways to protect life. We have never sought war. We do not want war. But if terrorist Hezbollah is allowed to obtain these sophisticated and lethal weapons and fire them at Israel, using Lebanese civilians as their human shields, we will have no choice but to respond. And we will respond fiercely. We rely on our soldiers, our sons and daughters, to dutifully guard our borders. And thanks to your efforts, everybody in this room, thanks to your efforts, we know we can continue to rely on the friendship and the support of the United States of America. And for that, and much more, I salute you. Thank you.